Hey yo, welcome back to Alt Life Yoga. Remember to click subscribe and leave me lots of comments. Let me know what you think, how much you love it, and what you want to see next week so we can keep connecting and doing all of this awesome yoga stuff together. If you've been paying any attention to any past episodes, my hip flexor has been driving me crazy, and I'm not the kind of person who just, sits back and lets crap happen. I have to figure it out. So I've been doing a lot of work with supporting the limb from other places. So letting go of the gripping that happens by strengthening in my leg. We'll talk about that. And also I learned this really cool thing about the back because I'm usually gripping back here and I get really intense strain from working a lot of back bends and stuff. So that'll be cool too. It'll be fun. Hang out. The other idea that I've been focused on is how much I am attached to this idea of my hip flexor really, really bothering me. And it's interesting, this concept of attachment, right? It's attachment and aversion. There's the balance. There's the both things that we're trying not to do. Not to get attached, not to keep reaching forward and grabbing onto things. And also not trying to spend all of our time running away from stuff that we don't want. Because notice in both of these things, I've got my fist clenched. And what happens if something new comes up while you're focusing on aversion and attachment? You can't hold on to it. It's by having open palms, by coming at life metaphorically like this, that we're ready to receive and engage with things and also kind of relax the rest of the body and the rest of our brain, our experiences, to be in this moment, to be here and be ready. Because all of that stuff that you're always running from, most of the time never really catches up with you, right? Or wasn't nearly as bad as you thought. And the stuff that we're really pushing for and grabbing onto isn't usually not nearly as fulfilling as we had intended. The really cool stuff in life, these moments of great clarity, of great joy, come when we're simply just open to receiving it, kind of when you least expect it. So let's engage in this really awesome practice of opening some stuff up, of trying to support areas where we might feel strain, of opening up places that we might grab onto, and of releasing a little bit. I'm really glad you're here. I'll see you on the mat. So we're going to start off this practice with taking a couple of cat-cows just to connect with the breath. So as you inhale, drop your belly down, lift your gaze and your tailbone, and exhale, round into the spine. 2 more times. Cow, inhale, cat, exhale. Really opening up. And really opening up the back. And then come back to a flat spine and step your right foot forward. And kind of work into a little bit of a lunge. And then get the spider webs out in the hips. And then take your hands up onto the thigh. Now I've been noticing that when I create a really deep flexion at the hips, I start to feel like as if my hip flexor was a little balloon. And that balloon starts to get inflated and irritated and inflamed, if you will. And so what I've been trying to do is to not put all of this weight and pressure on the front part of the leg, but use the bottom part of the leg by pushing down with the front foot. Notice it lifts me back up a little bit. I'm going to root down through the big toe. That's going to pull the outside of the hip back, even me out, stay a little bit more lifted, and the fire comes from the activation in the leg rather than just pushing into a deep stretch. So to get the full length of the lunge, we're going to rather lift the ribs up, extending nice and long through the spine. Deep breath in. And then take the hands down and move the right leg back and try the other side. So I'm going to come up. It's totally fine to come into a nice deep lunge. That's great. But if you're noticing any pressure, sometimes backing off and using the bottom of that foot to support you can be nice. So rather than just dropping forward here, keeping fully engaged, a little bit more lifted. Take the arms up. Open up through the front of the body. Breathe nice and long. Taking the hands back down. Slide the left leg back. And then take a couple more cat-cows. Noticing how things might have changed in the hips as you're warming up a bit. And one more round. Deep breath in through the front of the body. Deep breath out, open the back. And then come back to center. I'm going to come around to laying on the back. And I'm going to take my hands right here into the middle of the back. So I'm not taking them onto my waist. They're just above my waist. And I've got my hands stacked on top of each other. And it's not like the lowest rib, but maybe like the second, third, fourth up. So lay down on that, and then rather than letting your shoulders hunch up, drop them down, and feel your back now lifting up and away from the hands. Now, if you're anything like me, you're probably not actually disconnecting the rib cage from the hands, but you can feel that engagement and that lift away. And I also notice that my lower abs are lifting and stretching out. My chest is opening up, especially the more I roll those shoulders down. A little adjustment there. And take another deep breath in. And then come down, release the hands, bringing the soles of the feet together and widening the knees. So from here, walk the shoulder blades underneath. We're going to create a really active Supta Baddha Konasana. So push into the outsides of the feet. You can either take your hands and slide them underneath the sides of your mat and pull your mat apart, or see about reaching your arms down so that I'm on the outsides of my ankles, grabbing my ankles from the underside of the leg. And once again, pushing into the feet, opening up the knees, lifting up the back right from that middle low rib space. And it's okay if your hips lift up a little bit, but that shouldn't be your focus. The focus is lifting the chest and opening the front of the body. One more deep breath in. And go ahead and relax. Softly bring the legs back in and together. Soften the back, knees into the chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And then roll over onto your right side. I'm going to stay kind of bent up like this and lay down on your right bicep. And take your left knee up and into your armpit, move it around a little bit. After you've worked out some of those spider webs, go ahead and take your left arm on the inside of the leg. And you could grab for your ankle or the inside of the knee and start to extend the leg out a little bit. Just some small movements. And try to open up some space. Eventually you might get a little bit longer with that extended leg. Okay, so now you work the leg well, it's easy. We're going to straighten out that supporting side. Push out into your right foot like you're standing on it. Push down into your right palm for support. And you're going to lift that knee once again into the armpit. Keep breathing. Maybe extend that leg out. Try for one more deep breath in. And then you're just going to roll over onto the other side and then switch sides. And start off bent in the support so that you have a little bit more room to play around with. Take the leg up, move it around, see what feels good, what sticky spots need to be released. And then the arm on the inside of the leg could be at the inside of the knee crease, maybe the ankle. Maybe you take fingertips around the big toe. Softly, slowly stretch the leg out. And you can bend again to take the transfer into that long supporting body. So I'm lined up, fingers, head, shoulders, hips, toes. It's not nearly as easy as it looks. And if you fall down, remember you're already on the floor, okay? Nothing bad's going to happen to you. Extend out through your right leg as long as you can. See if you can remember that breathing thing. Take another deep breath in. And then release it. Come on down. And come down onto your back. Bringing the knees into your chest. Just give yourself a little rock around, massage the low back a little bit. And then soft fingertips to the backs of the thighs. Push your belly button down. And try to sit up without rocking. And then swing the legs behind you. And come up in a downward facing dog. Curling the toes under, lifting the hips, spreading the fingertips out, wrapping elbows towards the floor, and pushing into the palms to extend the spine. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Then looking forward, bend into the knees a bit. Step the feet forward to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat spine. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands down into your heart. Take a deep breath in, stretch up again. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back to the top of your plank. And then a vinyasa moves forward and then down into chaturanga, elbows pulling back. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Continuing to broaden through the back. Feel the hips lifting up and the heels getting heavy. One more deep breath in. Exhale, looking forward, bringing the feet back to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat spine like that cow spine. Exhale, folding down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And take a deep breath in, stretch long through the spine, and then sit back into a chair. And make sure you're sitting back. So take the palms together, push them together, lift the heart up to the thumbs, and take a twist over towards the right. Hooking the left elbow and pushing down in the right foot. Now if your left knee is moving forward, see if you can push down stronger into the left foot so that the hips are more even. Notice less creasing in the hips. Deep breath in. Back to center. Lift the spine, inhale. Exhale, rotating over to the left. The more you press down in the left hand, the more the shoulder lifts, the more the spine twists, and the more we press down into the right foot, the more even the hips and the knees are. Deep breath in. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. Plant the hands, maybe this time you jump back and lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And this time, reach up through the right leg, look forward and step the right foot up to the front of your mat. Take the left heel down and open up into Warrior One. Now in Warrior One, get nice and low in that lunge, but push into the foot to bring the hips even and the weight out of the hip crease. Wrap the elbows forward, inhale. Pull the belly button back and stretch forward, lightning bolt. Nice and strong in the front foot to keep the intensity in the bottom of the leg. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, arms go behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Feel free to keep the elbows bent. We're going to open up the chest as we breathe in, and then exhale to bring the body forward on the inside of the leg. And keeping the right hip lifted back by pushing down into the right foot. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Come on up, Warrior One. Open up into Warrior Two, probably adjusting that back foot a bit. Stay nice and low, pushing into the right foot. Peaceful Warrior, inhale. Exhale, side angle. And in side angle, lift your left arm up so that the shoulders are flush and open, collarbones are stretched wide. On your exhale, take both hands down. Let's step back to the top of your plank. Downward dog, we're moving forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reach the left leg back, breathe in. Exhale, step it forward. Coming up into Warrior One. And nice and low to challenge the body, but keep that front foot engaged to protect your hips. And lifting the belly button up away from the thigh. Feel this extension. Feel the lift of the belly away from the thigh, but still the thigh moving strong forward. Come back up, breathe in. Exhale, hands behind the back. Maybe even wind your fingers up the weird way this time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, humble warrior. Nice stretch to the front of the shoulders, lifting the belly away from the thighs, pushing left foot down. Inhale, Warrior One. Exhale, Warrior Two. Peaceful warrior. Lift up and find space on the left side of the waist and keep that space as you move forward into side angle. Broaden up through the right shoulder. Keep pushing down into the pinky toe edge of the right foot. On your exhale, both hands come down. Step back to the top of your plank. Chaturanga, vinyasa, or skip it. Continue your breath. Make sure in down dog you're using that meaty part of the hand in between your index finger and thumb so the weight's off of the wrist. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Look forward. On your exhale, bend the knees. Maybe this time you float forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deep soft fold. Stand all the way up. Breathe in. Exhale, hands down at the heart. Deep breath in, stretching up again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant a hand, step back or bounce back. Chaturanga. Back bend. Down dog. Inhale, the right leg pulls back. Look forward, this time coming up into pigeon pose. So bring your right knee to the right and your foot over to the left so that your thigh is up towards the corner and your hips can be even. See if right from that middle rib space, you can lift the chest up and forward, maybe even walking your fingertips back again. Deep breath in. Go ahead and come down for a few moments. Relaxing in this sleeping pigeon. See if you can relax into the back. And avoid that gripping, that grasping. Just see if even with literally taking your palms open, how much you can relax into this shape and notice the change that takes place even just in this time. And then bringing the hands up underneath your shoulders. We're going to sit over onto the right hip so that the left leg extends, facing out to the side. Keep these left toes involved and engaged up towards the ceiling. Reach the left arm out. The palm being down might be quite a lot for you, or perhaps you can take the elbow down onto the floor and then stretch the right arm open. Keeping that shoulder lifted, take the arm forward, plug the shoulder back again. Now this seems weird, but take your arm over your eyeball and now reach out beyond the toes, the lifted toes, remember? Deep breath in. Go ahead and take both hands back to the front of the mat. Curl your left toes under, stretch the right leg back. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, left leg pulls back. Look forward, come up into pigeon pose, adjusting your body, changing what you need to in order to find a good version of the shape for you. Lifting up from the low ribs, opening the chest, breathing, stretching out the front of the right thigh. One more deep breath in. Go ahead and come down. And maybe even lowering a little bit more. You can rest your chest or a cheek on the floor. You might be up a lot more. Wherever you happen to be, don't let your shoulders grip together. Let them be relaxed. Allow things to happen by being in the moment, not trying to force or move away from anything. Exhale. Walk the hands up underneath the shoulders. And then sitting over on your left hip, keep your right toes lifted up to the ceiling. Work the body over towards the right leg. Open up your left shoulder. Take the arm in front of your shoulder, keeping the collarbones open. Stretch the arm in front of your eyeball. Now this space right here, these middle ribs on the side, I often notice that in side bends, I'm more here and I can feel this place kind of gripping, kind of pinching. But if I take the arm just gently in front, and notice my shoulder's still up, my shoulder's not hunching forward, and I can stretch this space out. Breathe in. Go ahead and take the hands back down, lifting the left leg back up, and setting it down next to the right. Looking forward, bring the feet up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhaling to extend the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Plant the hands, step or hop back. Move through vinyasa or waiting child's pose or down dog. Stretch the right leg back, breathe in. Breathing out, stepping the foot forward. Come up into warrior one. Wrap your elbows forward, lift the chest. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior, breathing in. Side angle, breathing out. Now take the left arm in front of your shoulder, plug it back, and take that arm variation right in front of the eyeball to see how this feels. Different variation of the shape, different intention. Breathing in. Take both hands down and stretch your right leg back. You might stay with a two-legged vinyasa or try a three-legged or three-limbed. Breathing in, down dog. Exhale, relax the heart down. Left leg stretches back. Look forward, step the foot up. Right heel down, warrior one, breathe in. Warrior two, breathing out. Peaceful warrior. Side angle, arm, shoulder lifted, and then pull the shoulder back. Arm extends up over the eyeball, reaching out from pinky finger to pinky toe. Don't forget about the intensity in your left foot to support you. One more deep breath in. Both hands come down. And stretching the left leg back, three-legged dog. 4-limbed vinyasa or 3-limbed. Usually best to take both feet down in the back bend and then move back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, stretch the right leg back. Look forward and step the right foot up to the front of your mat. Inhale, warrior 1, and then warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. But now reach your left arm up, take the back of the hand into the small of your back and reach down on the inside of your right leg. Now, you might be able to reach down a little bit further. You might take a block or a book underneath your hand. But see about reaching down a little bit further, taking your right arm underneath the thigh, and you might meet hands together, taking the bind. You could stay in the half bind, pushing the back of the left hand into the small of the back, rolling the shoulder open, and then step both hands down. Stretch the right leg back, downward facing dog. Left leg moves up, look forward, step the left foot to the front of the mat. Warrior 1, breathing in. Warrior 2, breathing out. Peaceful warrior. Side angle. Open that right shoulder. Try to keep it open, taking the back of the hand to the small of the back. You could stay here. You might move down towards the floor. You might reach down underneath that leg and find the hands together, or even just engaging on the outside of the thigh. Now, if you have to come down a lot in order to find the bind, open back up again. Roll open through the right shoulder, strong on the feet. Breathing in. Exhale, release. Stretch back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, downward dog. Deep breath in. Looking forward. Coming to a fold. Breathing in through a nice long spine. Exhaling, nice soft spine. Inhale, standing up. Exhale, hands at the heart. One more standing flow. Stretching the arms open. Exhaling to fold down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, that halfway fold. Then plant the hands. Move back, vinyasa if you like. Keeping breathing. Inhale, stretch the right leg back. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Strong front foot. Side angle. And reaching down, see if you can take that bind. Reaching behind the back. Now we're going to move into bird of paradise. Start to bring your left foot forward to the right. And then coming up onto right toe tips, the more you press down into the left leg, the more you'll be able to bring the body up to standing, the more weightless, that right leg becomes. And then set the foot down. Release your right arm down. Stretch open. Exhale, take the hands down. Now you can move through a vinyasa. If that bird of paradise is not a good place for your body to be, you can open up with the knee, maybe the leg, and try this open balance instead. And that's always welcome for you to take on the other side. And so after you move through a vinyasa, just come back to downward dog, stretch the left leg back, look forward, step the left foot up to the front of the mat. Inhale, warrior 1. Breathing out, warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Side angle, keeping the shoulders open, reaching back, maybe finding the bind. Half bind, also acceptable. You can move up into that standing balance or take bird of paradise, getting right above the right foot, pushing down, 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 and then lifting up right from those middle ribs, extending the spine. Take the foot back down, come back from whence we came. Inhale to open up. Exhale, take the hands down. And one last time to move through a vinyasa if you like. Kind of neutralizing the spine. Deep breath in. Go ahead and lower the knees down. And come onto your back. And so lay down, put the soles of your feet on the floor, and make like robot arms. So your fingertips are spread wide right up above your elbows. Your upper arm bones are pushing down into the floor. And the more you push into the upper arm bones, you can feel that middle rib space, right? That's lifting up. So you're starting off with a back bend, and then we're going to move into bridge, starting with that back bend. Walk your robot arms in closer and spread out your fingers, reaching the hips up to the side. When the robot arms are no longer serving you, take your hands together, become a human again. Maybe the shoulders can come closer, and you can still feel that reaching outwards, lifting up of your middle ribs. Strong feet again. Deep breath in. Exhale. Lower the hips down. And release your shoulders. Bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Rock a little bit side to side. And open your arms up and take the knees over to the right. Soften your shoulders, the left ribs. Maybe looking over to the left. And then taking the knees back up and over to the other side. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Coming back to center. Knees into the chest. Fingertips gently on the backs of the thighs. Push that belly button down. Try to sit up without rocking. And then coming over to laying on your belly again. You can come into Sphinx pose. And getting a little back bend. Press strong into your right hand. Bend the left leg. Reach back for the foot. Push the foot down, the shoulders, the ribs forward, the ears to the ceiling. Breathing in. And switching sides. Wide spread left hand, like you're in downward dog. That's how much you want to push down so that you can lift the chest up. And try to even out the hips and shoulders and the breath. And let it go. Come on down for a moment. Make a pillow for your head so you can rest your forehead or a cheek. Rock your hips a little bit side to side. Softening the low back. And then bend into your legs. Reach back. Grab for both feet this time. And don't worry about how high you're getting. Think about getting really long and using those middle rib spaces, right? So lengthening out the front of the thighs, pushing into the feet, stretching the chest forward. You might stay here. You might get a little bit more active, but make sure you can breathe and open up, lengthening those middle ribs. And one more deep breath in. Lower on down. Release the legs. Come back to the pillow. Rest your head. Moving the hands up underneath your shoulders, pushing back into table pose. And then just end with one more twist, threading the needle. Reach the right arm open, sliding the right arm underneath. Come to rest on your shoulder and your cheek. And then with the left fingertips, push down and open the left shoulder a little bit more. Go ahead and relax the palm down. Inhaling to stretch the right arm up. Exhale, back to table pose. Left arm reaches open as you breathe in. Twisting inwards as you breathe out. Pushing upwards through the right shoulder, the right elbow to twist deeper. Release the palm. Inhale. Open up. Exhale back to table pose. And take a couple more cat-cows. Noticing the changes that have happened throughout your practice, how this feels different on the body. And if there's anything else that you need to round out your practice, go ahead and pursue whatever that is, or we'll be ready to go ahead and lay down. Coming into Shavasana, so let your legs stretch out, your feet flap open, and as the arms come down to the sides, it's not just a gesture of being open to receiving, of not having the fists of running away or grabbing onto something. It's also just where the body lies naturally. It's anatomically correct. So if the woo-woo stuff isn't your thing, this is just physically good for you. So hang out here, as long as you can. Good 5 minutes or so. Just relax, enjoy the opportunity to let go and be in that moment. This joy exists in this moment. Not in the place that you're running from or the success of running away from something. Joy doesn't exist in this far off destination that we're always trying to grab on towards. It's here, it's now. Thank you for being here now with me, exploring this practice and this breath. Namaste.